Good day. Today Monday, September 5, 2022. China vows countermeasures in opposition to U.S. hands income to Taiwan. Provocative go solely accelerates reunification. China entreated the U.S. to cease fingers sales and Navy interactions with the island of Taiwan and straightaway revoke the modern-day approval of $1.1 billion in hands income to the Chinese region, vowing to resolutely take official and fundamental countermeasures towards the package, the biggest seeing that U.S. President Joe Biden took office. Chinese professionals described the approval as an unsafe provocation following U.S. House Speaker Nancy Pelosi's reckless go to the island, announcing that Washington in search of beautifying the island's navy will solely speed up China's countrywide reunification process. The Biden administration formally notified Congress on Friday of its intent to promote the island $1.1 billion really worth of protecting arms, The Washington Post reported. The PALM's income consists of 60 Harpoon anti-ship missiles, 100 Sidewinder air-to-air missiles, and assistance for a surveillance radar system. This fifth and biggest hand sale to the island is predicted to be accepted through Congress, in accordance with the report. Taiwan is an inalienable section of Chinese territory. The U.S. interferes in China's interior affairs and undermines China's sovereignty and safety pastimes by means of promoting fingers to the Taiwan region, Liu Pengyu, spokesperson of the Chinese embassy to the U.S., stated in the latest tweet. China is firmly antagonistic to this. China urges the U.S. to honor its commitment, earnestly abide with the aid of the One China precept and the three China-U.S. joint communiques, end fingers income to and Navy interactions with Taiwan, and right now revoke applicable fingers income to Taiwan, he said. Some Chinese professionals think about the U.S.'s procedures of improving the island's army competencies pose a positive hazard to China's countrywide security, towards which the People's Liberation Army, PLA, will proceed with its vigilance and will be well prepared for any viable incidents. By growing the provocation on the Taiwan question, Washington unilaterally modified the repute quo of the Taiwan Straits, including greater dangers now not solely to the cross-straits state of affairs but additionally to U.S.-China family members, which will lead to the multiplied hazard of strategic miscalculations, professionals said. The state-of-the-art spherical of hands income via the U.S. targets to provoke China whilst gaining extra advantages for its fingers merchants, as these weapons are bought at a great deal greater fees to the island in contrast to market prices, Song Zongping, an army professional and TV commentator, advised the Global Times on Sunday. It additionally reflects the stupidity of the DPP authority as the fingers income absolutely serves U.S. pursuits and the authority has to pay an awful lot greater for the earnings of American merchants, he said. Some Chinese professionals stated in the past that no matter greater army capabilities, the U.S. weapons will no longer exchange the army electricity stability throughout the Taiwan Straits as the PLA has an absolute advantage, as the launchers of the Harpoon missiles, the F-16 fighter jets that elevate the Sidewinder missiles and the surveillance radar will be amongst the first goals of the PLA. In fact, present-day warfare is a systematic confrontation. One or two weapons can't play any role, Xin Qiang, director of the Taiwan Research Corps with the Shanghai-based Fudan University and the deputy head of the university's U.S. Research Center, informed the Global Times on Sunday. Especially in the face of the overwhelming average gain of the mainland, how many roles Taiwan can definitely play through shopping for such weapons stays a question, he said. While Pelosi's provocative go to Taiwan modified the popularity quo of the Taiwan Straits, it seems that improved hands income to the island will be a frequent vogue of the Biden administration in the subsequent few years with the aid of the use of the so-called porcupine method to enlarge interoperability between the U.S. and island, Liu Xiang, unprofessional on U.S. research at the Chinese Academy of Social Sciences, informed the Global Times on Sunday. As such procedures pose a chance to China on universal security, the PLA will proceed to improve its shielding capabilities, conducting drills close to the island or even flying over the island to preserve vigilance, Liu noted. It will lead to the fierce conflict surrounding the island. Though China has no longer introduced a timetable for reunification, we are getting nearer to it, he said. The PLA drills around the island of Taiwan in August, viewed via Chinese professionals as a rehearsal of a reunification by force operation, featured island encirclement with warships and warplanes as properly as fireplace strikes through long-range rockets and traditional missiles. Amid escalating tensions over the Taiwan Straits, the U.S. authorities believe there is want to exhibit some political gestures, the so-called guide, for the island in order to politically appease the island through palm sales, which will now not be significant in phrases of army power, Zin said. Following Pelosi's day out to Taiwan, China introduced 8 countermeasures in response to such a fairly provocative go-to, such as canceling China-U.S. theater commanders talk, protection coverage coordination talks, Navy maritime protection consultative mechanism, and suspending cooperation on unlawful immigration repatriation, drug control, and local weather change. Given Washington has no longer corrected its errors and continues to provoke the Taiwan question, Chinese professionals agree that there is little risk that bilateral family members will enhance in the brief term. No count whether or not it is Pelosi's go-to or different matters, the U.S. maintains performing in another way from what it has said, and it cannot uphold its commitments, which makes the escalation of the Taiwan Straits scenario unavoidable, Zin said. Thanks for watching, and subscribing to the channel.